York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what? The Knicks beat the Nets in MSG2, aka the Barclays Center, 108-103. So let's celebrate. All right, OG, I know we gave you 10 points, 4 steals, and 5 rebounds, and was all over the place. But you know, Julius Randle gave you 30 points on the night, and so did Jalen Brunson, and the Knicks end up winning despite not really winning the board round. Like, usually boards are our thing, but today we got out rebounded on the offensive glass. It was 11-13, but still the Knicks prevailed. We were down pretty much, it seemed like almost the entire second half. We had the second unit claw back until we came back and took the lead in the fourth quarter. We had Julius Randle making good plays, bad plays. We had Josh Hart banking stuff off the rim, off the glass. We had everything. We had the drama, we had the MVP chance, and we got, most importantly, the win. So let's celebrate this Knicks win versus the Nets. We're gonna talk about it, all the good, the bad, the ugly, but it's a lot of good. It could have been ugly. It could have been ugly. But I'll take that win. We're gonna talk about it. Before we talk about it, let me introduce you to my guys. First and foremost, it's the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. It's always good to beat those damn New Jersey Nets. Let's go.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And also, you already know, we got our girl, Rookie of the Year, Ebony, back with the squad. What's going on, Ebs?
Good, feeling good. We beat the New Jersey Nets, like Ryan said, because they definitely not Brooklyn Nets.
Nah.
You heard the takeover?
No, yeah, this is the New York team. I call them the Brooklyn Paint Jobs for people who've been around with the KOT show. They are a gentrified Brooklyn team. They just took over Brooklyn, painted over the Nets sign and made it Brooklyn. But we really know they're a Jersey team and not a real Brooklyn and New York team. No shades to Jersey, because I live in Jersey right now. But it's not really New York. You know what I'm saying? I call them the Brooklyn Paint Jobs. But for those of you, because I know a lot of you do have friends who are Nets fans, co-workers who are Nets fans, I have homework for every single one of you. Put on your brightest orange and blue gear. Get to work early, right? And just sit in your coworker's desk and just smile. Just smile when he walks in. Don't even say nothing. For the first 5 minutes. Just smile. Just to tick them off, and then chant MVP and walk off. All right, that's the type of energy.
I'm glad we won. We couldn't lose. And Royce ONeal talking junk. Is he even allowed to talk junk?
Oh no! You get into my bro pick early. You get into my bro pick early.
I will leave it alone then.
You got to my bro pick early. Cannot be talking junk when you 7-39, brother. Like, you cannot. But that's another. You cannot. But let's get to it. Ebony, what's going on, man? Yeah, I haven't talked to you in a minute. What do you think about today's game?
It was ugly, but we won. We was able to turn defense into offense. We were able to do that in the fourth quarter when we struggling a little bit in the third too. Just getting buckets other ways, not solely depending on your half court offense. I thought we did well as a team. Majority, Julius giveth and he taketh. But I thought we did a good job team defending today. It was and I wanted to know why Sims didn't get more burn.
Yeah.
My man came out with Inferno, 4 blocks, blocking everything. And Tibbs. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Tibbs.
Yeah, Thibodeau tibbed. So I'm tired of him tibbing with the young core that we draft. I'm tired of that. Like we've asked, but we won, so I'm not gonna get too much on Tibbs right now. We won. I like what we're seeing. I like the defense. You see OG, he didn't have it all game offensively, but you see him realize that he's the guy with the bench unit, and he became more aggressive. Little pull ups, going to the basket, getting us some
Yes.
buckets when we went through a long drought. So,
Yes.
I that's something that I've been looking for to see if he can do that or will do it. Be that third guy. Like I know that I'm that guy. I have to get points. This is my role. And he pretty much did that today. His defense is immaculate. I love OG's defense. He has some key blocks down that stretch too.
Yeah. OG had 4
Yes,
steals on the night and
yeah.
2 blocks. And he guarded every single person. He can switch on to everybody. He has the defensive IQ to guard multiple people. And he's done that multiple games in a row. And that's why he has the second highest plus minus on the team next to Hartenstein. But that is why we have the second best defense in 2024 is because of the addition of OG Anunoby. So yeah, he's done a really, really good job all year long.
Yeah.
And he fits in perfectly with us.
Facts, Jay, and just imagine, we're second in the league now, and our defense is not even clicking on all cylinders. We still have so much miscommunication where it's two people unintentionally guarding the ball.
Yeah.
So then you just got to trap now because
Yeah.
y'all both did. We might as well do
Might as well
something.
do something.
We might as well.
Yeah,
But
the defense in the first quarter was.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah, so we're doing this, number 2, and again, we have a lot of miscommunication and still players learning their spots. Grimes and Precious, Precious and a lot of people rather, whether to stay with the ball or drop back. It was a lot of confusion in parts. More so, like you said in the beginning of the game, we kind of got it a better flow as the game went by. But I like this team. I'm cool with just seeing what we had. It was ugly, but again, that's good teams find ways to win, right?
Right, you're right. So Ebony, before the trade happened, you had your binoculars out. You was like, I'm gonna be watching OG. What are binoculars telling you? What are they telling you? What are they telling you?
They still out. I'm still watching that. They still out. They always out. Yeah, I like OG. I like he doesn't do extras. If you want to say he's a bland player too, that same player that kind of that Melo was talking about, that's OG. He's not doing anything highlight, many highlight worthy plays. It's just handling his business, and a lot of times it's with bare minimum dribbles and moves.
Yo,
You be like,
I can see why he gets compared to Kawhi.
yes,
I can see it. And today, like, I don't want to throw out the window or anything, but because it's only one game. But the little offensive stuff he showed me today in that little stretch with the second unit, I was like, things that make you go, So you're telling me there might be like a little bit of like offensive playmaking, something here, and you just gotta like spit shine it a little bit and then give it some reps, and maybe there could be something there. There could be something there. I don't know. It's just looking like it. It's just looking like it to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think OG can, it seems like he has a good work ethic. I think that mid-range pull-up kind of game, like shooting on the dribble, that's gonna to be more fluent for him soon.
It's looking real 3-level score-ish on the low, on the very lowest of keys. Very lowest of keys. But yo, go ahead, Ryan. Yeah, I know you got a lot to say about it.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while for OG to get there though. He ain't on that Kawhi level.
No, he's not. He's not. Defensively, yes.
Yes.
Defensively, yes.
It's gonna take a while. But it's one of those games where the Knicks didn't play their best. In the first half, I felt like the Nets were pretty much out hustling them, more effort out there. That's why they were able to grab rebounds, especially on the offensive boards. And the Knicks had trouble keeping them off the boards. I mean, the Knicks Hardesty wasn't playing tonight, so that did make the Knicks a little bit weaker on the boards. And that may have contributed to the Nets pretty much getting the best of them in the first half. But throughout the game, I always felt like the Knicks had good energy. It's not like they were playing lackadaisical or anything of that nature. Like the Knicks had good energy, it's just that the Nets were just playing a little bit harder, and that's why they were able to to kind of like take the lead a bit in the third quarter and things of that nature before the Knicks came back in the fourth to win the game. The defense from the bigs kind of annoyed me, except for Jericho Sims.
Yeah,
Because I feel like
that's what I was about to say. But you said
Randle
it.
and Precious, they never close out on shooters, and they gave too much space. Because I feel like in the first half, the Nets missed a lot of threes. But I feel like the 5 or 6 threes that the Nets hit in the first half were because either Julius Randle were on them or pressure were on them, and it gave them the space to shoot the ball while everybody else on the team is defending the three and contesting the shot, except for the times when there's miscommunication and give them an open three. Fourth quarter, I did kind of give Thibs the side eye because I was like, okay, why isn't Jericho Sims back in the game?
It's a fact.
You bought Dante back in the game, but you sat him on the bench, back. You sat him back on the bench, and I'm like, Thibs, what are you doing right now? This game is in hand. What are you doing? But this is one of the few games where Thibs was Thibbing, and it didn't cost the game.
It worked out.
And Josh Hart, a lot of people get on this dude, and sometimes it's warranted, but this is one of those games where it's not going to show on the stat sheet the impact he made in that fourth quarter playing defense. And on top of that, he was a part of 2 big plays down the stretch. One play where the Knicks were for playing defense. I think OG got the block, and then Hart ended up with the ball. He was falling out of bounds and threw that pass down court to Brunson, which ended up in the Julius Randle slam. That big slam, and then on top, then again with the big shot, where it should have been an and one at the basket.
They can't stand Josh, Ryan. You can't tell me that they don't like Josh Hart. That baby get beat up, and they don't call nothing for him.
They don't call nothing for him, yo. I think he complains too much. I feel like that's why.
And
he's not complaining nice either. You can hear him sometimes.
Yeah, but overall, the Knicks, because I think I think the Nets have a negative plus minus in the fourth quarter, I believe, since December, like some date in December. So the Nets been struggling in the fourth quarter. The Knicks made sure they took advantage of that and ended up getting the win. So overall, Knicks didn't play that great, but they grinded it out and got the win. So
yeah,
that's all that.
They grinded it out and got that W.
Can I talk about Josh Hart real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, because just like another player that I like, he gets a lot of slander, and a lot of some of it is deserved. He hasn't been shooting, hesitating, making the best decisions consistently this season. I get it, but again, I will say that his impact is going to be felt more in the playoffs because he gives you these type of plays a lot. The hustle plays. What was it? He had a rebound. Remember we talk about his rebounds that take your soul. They kill you. They hurt. His rebounds. He had an offensive rebound in traffic, and he got Julius Randle an open 3 and put us up by 1. These are the stuff that he does. And one of those blocks that him and OG, he had one of them too. It was like OG blocked, and then it was Josh Hart that got a piece of the next one also. So those little things like that, those are momentum plays. They pick up your team and they take the soul of your opponent. So again, I'll die on the hill that his impact will be felt more in a playoff setting.
Yeah, Josh Hart is a good player. He's a good player. He's a decent player. He's a hustle player. He's a role player. I don't expect him to be scoring 25 a game. I expect him to do all the dirty work. He ended up starting on FIBA because he did all the dirty work, and he needed a guy like that. So he's valuable to us. Sometimes I do feel like Tibbs overuses him, but because of that, I feel like he gets a lot of flack that he doesn't really deserve. So shout out to Josh Hart.
Yeah, and again, it's a lot of that is because people don't think he deserves that contract, and they want somebody in that spot. So it's not even that really him. It's just they feel that somebody else deserves the spot, so they miss a lot of the little things that he does do at first I was like, okay, Josh, I was kind of like, okay, Tibbs, why is you pick him out of Grimes and Dante? I was like, I looked at him, like, okay. But then I saw Josh Hart starting to get into the game from the rebounding aspect and just help defense. And I actually seen them do something different that I wanted them to do earlier in the season. I'm glad they're starting to do it now, is use him as a screener. Let him screen and roll too. Just don't, instead of having him stuck on the perimeter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you let him get some movement where he can maybe get into that mid range that he likes.
Yeah.
So I seen them doing that today. I hope that continues.
That's how he
Just
scored
little
that
stuff
bucket. That's how he scored that. Yeah.
just little stuff to help your players, things like that. You get people who always say, why would they run a play for your 6th and 7th option? That makes no sense. No, you wouldn't run a play specifically for them, but in the play, have them moving. Their strength, you move them in that offense, and if they get open, that is another option for you.
I agree.
Things of that nature. I hate to hear that. We don't set our offense for 6th and 7th options. That's crazy. You want to use everybody if they open. You want to
you want everybody to be a threat. So you want to have some actions to, even like if your stars get kind of bogged down, you can throw it to Josh Hart and get them an easy bucket or something.
Yeah.
Or just get them an easy bucket just to open up for things for your star later. Like,
exactly.
Just
help your players out. That is it.
Exactly.
That is it. Whichever way it is. If it means doing useless movement, the useless movement gets people, attention. Exactly. That can cause a mistake and get you an easy bucket. But just to stand on the corner, you doing my job for me. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah. Shout out to the chat, yo. 40 in the chat. Mad late. Sorry for the late setup. I was setting up mad graphics. Came off I came straight. Let me tell you what my day be like, chat. I travel an hour and a half to work. Just to leave work around 5:30. Get home around 6:30 or so. And as soon as I got home, scarf down some food, making graphics right before the game comes on. Trying to make graphics as the game is playing. But I'm trying to pay attention to the game while I'm making graphics. Come here trying to finish making graphics, get to the show, and start everything on time. So I've been on go from 9 a.m. this morning. So sorry for being late, but I didn't really have a break the entire day from 9 a.m. to now. I've been straight up go mode. All right. So sorry for being late, but I'm late for a good reason. All right. I'm late because I'm talking about Knicks with y'all. I'm setting up some stuff for y'all that's separate just from the Knicks and Nets talk. I'm gonna be talking about actual trade rumors and all that stuff. So I have something set up for you guys. That's why you're late. Sorry for that, but I don't have a clone. I'm sorry, I just don't. I just don't have a clone. It's not enough hours in a day. All right.
No video game stat.
No video game stat. Yo, so let's get to it. Yo, can we talk about Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle? I like that we talked about these role players, and they do great for us.
I'm glad you mentioned them.
Yeah, we gotta talk about this because
props.
Yeah. Oh,
my guy back,
Captain.
had the Brooklyn Nets doing this.
There you go.
Waving the white flag.
Yeah.
Ooh, he had a bunch of people on skates today.
Mm-hmm. Float, yeah.
And I got to bring out. I had to finally bring him out because this was Julius.
Oh, schooled him. That's what he did.
And not only just the school bus, Miss Fritter. Miss Fritter time. She destroying stuff just straight. But yeah, bully ball and the captain definitely.
Yeah.
I like that Julius didn't. He didn't. Even though he wasn't shooting well earlier, he just got to the hoop. Got to the free throw line.
Nah, for real.
To kind of get himself in the rhythm.
For real.
I like that.
For real. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about Brunson first because this dude is next level. I'm glad people are starting to catch up. I remember last year specifically saying this is a future all-star. I remember last year specifically saying, you know what? One day I can see us winning it. I can see this man's name on the rafters. I can see, I was saying this last year, remember Ryan? I was like, I can see Brunson being retired here because the way he's scoring and officially he's scoring, and this is year one of running a team, like I can already see year two. If this is year one He's averaging 24 something a game in year one. This is his first time running a team. Year two might be crazy. And we're witnessing that right now. Because my guy is averaging about 27 points a game right now. And when you're looking at the stats of comparing Jalen Brunson to all the other top NBA players in the league, he is currently 12th in the NBA in scoring. Well, in the NBA in scoring. And it's like the difference between 12th and like 6th is like a point percentage point. Because he's like 25. He might have gone up today because he scored another 30 points today. Because he was at, I think, 26.7 or something. And then it's like 27. Then it's like 27.2. Then it's like 27.4. So you can look up tomorrow and he'll be 5th in the NBA in scoring. So I'm just saying, not bad for a guy who's not a 1A second round pick. This is looking like one of those. He's point guard Jokic to me, all right? He's point guard Jokic to me. Yeah, he's point guard Jokic to me. Point guard Jokic is that guy did not see coming, who was drafted in the second round. In actuality, he's too short and not athletic enough, like Jokic's not athletic enough either, to be doing the things he's doing. And then you look around and you're like, well, damn it, now he's an MVP candidate. How many we're gonna look around and go, wow, there's a couple of MVP candidates who are second round picks, and that is just ridiculous. And he did it again today. Cooked the Nets' entire team. Mikal Bridges, anybody. He cooked everybody. It was barbecue chicken. Yeah, the captain is speaking. Had everybody on his case. Pull up threes, turn around left shoulder, swipe through floater, hook shot. He has an array of moves. He has a move, a counter for his counters. Like he's got it all. Jalen Brunson is to go. That man has to go to All-Star team. Did you vote today? Damn it. Vote every day.
I definitely agree with you. I said it a bunch of times. I don't think we need the puzzle anymore. I just think we have the puzzle. We just may need a piece, and then it may not be a major piece we need. I don't want to overkill, I know people say just get the most offense you can on a team, but I like kind of the 2 primary ball handling instead of 3 in that starting unit. You see, it's more spacing for them. The ball moves a little bit more, especially with the chemistry between Brunson and Dante.
Mm-hmm.
So Brunson is such a cerebral player. He just watches where your body goes and then makes his decision from there.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it doesn't matter how big you are, you think he's gonna pull back because you're like, I know way he's gonna try to challenge this person, and he does every time. So
every single time,
putting people in posts, the floater, bully ball. He had people in skates. They was cha-cha sliding today.
Mm-hmm.
It was just all over the place. I was waiting for somebody to fall. I definitely was. I thought it was gonna be one of those type of nights.
Mm-hmm. They was looking really Alex Caruso-ish. Who he crossed the 3-point line? I forgot what boy he got crossed.
I think it was Royce ONeal.
ONeal, right? ONeal. Yeah.
Oh, it was yeah.
Yep.
If he crossed him, he should have hit him with the. I'm sweat. I haven't played ball in like 2 years. I'm only 5'7". But I've been waiting for the day when I get back in the game shape so I can pull that on somebody taller.
He crossed him up, hit the layup, I believe, and then did the Julius. They both did each other's. They did each other's celebration today because he did the Julius. And then they walked away. You see man. Julius do. He did Brunson. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but you know what I really liked about Brunson today? He cooked everybody for 3 quarters, and then when the game was on the line, he was passing it out. Like he passed it out to Randle. He's like they passed it to Josh Hart he didn't do his normal take over the game type of. He just read the defense, and then we won the game that way. Like I think that was one of the things that I noticed. I was like, okay, like that's one of those things that like I feel like people don't give him credit for to just see the scoring, but it's not always just the scoring. I feel like he reads the situation. And that's what makes him so good.
think he's getting better. Like just again, we mentioned this earlier in the season. He's still young too. This is only his second year running his own team. So he's gonna have to find. It's gonna take him a minute, and it looks like he's getting it though. Between getting his own and getting other people's shots, but it looks like it's a better flow to his game when it comes to get other people involved. It's not so much always just a bailout.
Nah.
It's intentional passing now to get other people easier buckets. So
exactly. Like that pass to Randle coming down.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
Yeah.
That was definitely pretty.
I'm just gonna add a couple 2 cents.
Do your thing.
I don't know if y'all saw the clip, but on KG and Paul Pierce's podcast that they got running, Paul Pierce asked KG, who are the dogs in the league right now? And KG was throwing out a bunch of names. And he was like, Jalen Brunson, dog.
Facts.
Julius Randle, dog.
Facts.
And then Paul Pierce was, saying, even though he didn't object to either he didn't object to either Julius Randle or Jalen Brunson, but then afterwards, Paul Pierce was like, no, you named some labradoodles. And then afterwards, KG proceeded to say, Jalen Brunson will bone your ass, Paul. Because I don't know what KG was thinking. I don't know what KG was thinking when he said that, but that was definitely a pause moment. and then he said, Julius Randle will bone your ass. Pause again. KG, I like you, even though you're a former Celtic, but you gotta watch what you say, my guy. You gotta put pause at the end of that. You gotta put pause.
Ayo.
Or something.
Exactly.
But
basically what KG was saying is so true. Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle are both dogs. Julius Randle with the bully ball, Jalen Brunson with the way that he could just score a plethora of ways, and then on top of that, just the fact that, like, it doesn't matter who you put on him. It doesn't matter whether you put a guard on him. It doesn't matter whether you put a wing on him. Guy could be like 6'8", guarding Jalen Brunson, and he's going to find some way to mix that player up and get a bucket. And that is what you call a 1A player, a player that can get buckets no matter who you put on him. He's going to get you a bucket when you need it. And Jalen Brunson is that guy. And yeah, tonight he didn't do his usual takeover of a game, but he found other ways to get other guys involved. Julius Randle with the big 3 that he hit later on in the game as well. And of course, that big pass to Julius Randle later on when on that fast break, for the dunk to pretty much help steal the game. But overall, man, these two guys, they're some dogs. And like Ebony said, maybe the Knicks don't really need that star third piece. It might be just a bench scorer to just supplement the bench. And this team is good the way it is, but yeah, those two guys, they played great tonight.
They definitely did. And I'll say this, the third piece, it can work, but I don't know if you've been paying attention around the league. Whenever a third piece is involved and the third piece needs the ball, it can work, but every single time there's like this period where everything is wonky, and then there's a discussion, and then there's a thing where they go, all right, I'm going to sacrifice my game so everybody else can eat. Like somebody, at the end of the day, it always comes down to that conclusion. Somebody has to come in and sacrifice their game so everybody else can eat. And that's just how it goes. James Harden did with the Clippers. He came over there. He's like, I'm going to be taking 600 less pull-up threes off the dribble.
At first, it took a little minute though when he first got there because they weren't sacrificing.
Exactly.
Everybody's still trying to be the alpha, and that's when you have the big 3 or 4, whatever you want to call it. It's not a guarantee to work. People be like, just get them on your team. But if that's the case, then Phoenix would be in a better position than it was. And I get it that Bill was hurt, but even with Bill, it's still a lot of people having to sacrifice. And we don't know if they can or they will. You still got KD chasing GOAT talk. You got Booker doing whatever he do. You got a lot of people may have a lot of personal agendas still. I don't know. And that's the thing what happens when you put so many star players, alphas rather, if you want to call it, is whether they will sacrifice. Because if they don't, then you just got a bunch of talented individuals, literally.
Yeah. You gotta be in the right mindset, in the right part of your career to win a sacrifice. But
Yeah.
let's talk about Randle real quick, and then we're gonna talk about some other stuff. We're gonna after we talk about Randle, we're gonna talk about some news and rumors and all that stuff that everybody likes to talk about, because we are still in the middle of trade season. The trade deadline is still February 8th, I believe. So we're gonna talk about that. Before we go talk about that, we still gotta give Randle his flowers. Randle is interesting because me and Ebony both was, and even Ryan said it today, like the first few quarters defensively was kind of weird. Like Randle and Precious weren't stepping up to guard the three. Actually, Cam, shout to the Nets, because the Nets were hunting Brunson in the first quarter. I don't know if you guys noticed, they was hunting Brunson in the first quarter, because usually what teams do when they'll put their worst defender on the spot up shooter. So they were trying to hide Brunson on Cam Johnson, and Johnson was like, "Nope, I'm taking you to school." But I will say I saw exactly when the switch for Randle happened. The switch happened like around the third quarter, when the Nets got in a 10-point lead and Randle was running with the second unit before they took him out. And then all of a sudden, I just saw his effort level spike. And he was closing out harder. He was chasing down people. He was more aggressive going to getting into his shots. He was making decisions faster. And I felt like a switch turned on in his head. And he's like, oh, nah, we're not losing this game. And he played that last like 3 or 4 minutes at 100 miles per hour. So I was like, boom. Shout out to Randle for that. Then Miles McBride came in with Josh Hart and OG Anunoby, and OG Anunoby took over. That's when I saw a little Kawhi light. I'm getting ahead of myself. And he started going to work. He got to the rim, aggressive, super aggressive. Everybody talking about how passive he was, super aggressive going to the rim. Got to his pull-up midi game, and he was kind of running the offense. And I also like Miles McBride to call his own number a couple of times. There was one time Miles McBride got to his pull-up midi off the dribble. There was no plays called. He just said, you know what? I feel good. I'm driving past my man. I'm pulling up right by the foul line. Hit it 2 points. They dared him to shoot a 3. He hit a 3. I don't know if the Nets have been watching Miles McBride for the last month or so. You can't leave him wide open for 3 anymore. And that 3 led to a timeout. So Miles McBride's minutes were a positive. So I just want to give a shout out to the second unit who brought us back into the game. Of course, Jalen Brunson, who did his thing at 30 points. And Julius Randle, who hit a huge 3 in the fourth quarter. Then after that, turned the ball over. But then after that, got a dunk. Like, we got the whole Julius Randle experience. But the experience came with a win. So I'll take it. I will take it.
I definitely take it too. Julius is not we know that he's not a natural, I guess, playmaker. So a lot of times things, he may make mistakes because it's still a learning curve. To me, he just said that he just started watching film, and you can tell. you can tell. A lot of times when he's rushed, that's when the mistakes happen, though. Out of that double team having to read, and I get it. They're coming at you full force. You got to make a split decision. But he's getting better with that. I could honestly say that he is getting better at that. I just would like him to do better with his closeouts.
Yeah, it's just
he takes some crazy angles to get to like you basically giving them the whole lane. Like I think it's not even that he can't. It's the angles he's taking. He's not helping himself on defense. Kind of setting himself up, to be honest.
Sometimes I think he's tired, and that's when you get the bad closeouts. Sometimes. But yeah, you're right. The angles he takes makes it so that he kind of puts himself into some like weird foul trouble sometimes with the weird angles he takes on closeouts, and then like not getting back on defense sometimes. But then today in the third and fourth quarter, he was excellent. And it's funny, even with the passing, like you said he's not a natural passer. Sometimes he looks like the best passer in the league. That's the crazy thing about Randle. Like he'll like the pass he threw to Achua in the fourth quarter between two
Yes.
players for a dunk was like on some Magic Johnson stuff. I was like, yo, what was that?
Yeah. When I mean, well, that's why it's not consistent because it's not natural to him. He's still learning how to do it, like really notice and see these people, making the right pass out of the double team and things of that nature. Because before, you remember a lot of bailing out. That's it. That was his pass. I call
Yeah,
it the bailout pass.
but
So
even like
now he's looking for a folk again, just like Brunson.
but
He's looking for.
yeah, but like even the game he had with 10 assists, he had like 10 assists, 7 turnovers, right? A lot of those passes he made were incredible. They were incredible passes to the point where it wasn't even bailout passes. It was passes where I'm setting you up to make a pass. Like there was one pass where he looked at the corner to throw the defense off and passed it to like the elbow for three. Like that's very intentional point guard type passes. But then he
Yeah,
also
so
had
he's
7
intentional.
turnovers. So
Yeah, and he also does it. He's learning how to put it into the shooter's pocket because he doesn't do that very well. Julius is he's a very strong person and his passes reflect that.
yo, nah, for real.
Yo,
Like,
no, he be throwing his pass like 100 miles per hour sometimes,
nah,
honestly.
like, I don't know. I don't know what's faster, like meteorites to Flash or Julius Randle's passes. Like, I don't know. Like, like it's
I be
crazy.
feeling sorry for the bigs because sometimes he be when they right there, right next to him. He played a 4-5. I'm in the dunker spot. They in the dunker spot. You giving me that big old that fastball of a pass.
Yeah, nah,
That's jam finger century right there.
for real. Like, whew, I can feel that.
I,
Mm.
I did love one pass from Julius Randle tonight, though. I can't recall who was in the corner, but he had the ball on the baseline and he was dribbling, and then the Nets brought the late double team, and he noticed it. So he picked up the ball. He was looking for someone to pass it to. I think it was Grimes in the corner, if I remember correctly. I don't know if it was Grimes or Dante. It was one of them. I think it was Grimes. And then he passed the ball through traffic and him in the corner, and they knocked down the three. And I think that was my favorite pass from Julius Randle tonight because the fact that he was able to complete that pass on the dime like that, and it was traffic he had to push it and he had to throw it through.
Yeah,
I thought it was a very impressive pass.
no, I agree. It's just I don't know. It's so weird. I don't even know how to call it, dog. I don't know how to call it. Sometimes he's the best passer on the planet, and sometimes I'm just fearful of what he's going to do next. Like it really depends on the minute, the quarter, the day.
He's still learning. He's still learning.
Love it. Salute to the chat. Shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out to Fritz, Frank White, Alberto Ramos, Gregory Lee, Picks for Timmy. Everybody else is rocking with the Yoshi Show. Tyron Reed. If you're here and you liking the show, hit that like and subscribe button. We have the F Game talking Knicks basketball. We here late. Like I said before, sorry for a late setup. I really did not rest today. I literally went to work, came back, hour and a half each way, made graphics, watched the game, ate, no breaks. Here with you. Sorry for late setup. I was setting up graphics, trying to get ready for the show. All right. But we here now, and we talking Knicks basketball, and we talking about this Nets win. All right. So let's get to it. There was a lot of stuff that happened. I don't know if you guys don't want to talk about anything else in the game before I move on.
I was in X, Twitter. I don't know why I called X. That didn't even sound right.
I didn't even know what we was talking about. I was like,
it didn't sound right coming out of my mouth. Pause. It didn't. It did not. But I thought that I seen a lot of people killing Grimes, and I didn't think it was warranted. Today, I thought he did what he's been doing consistently the whole year, which is play defense, because he did do a good job. It's kind of slowed down a little bit. Kim, making it difficult for him for a little bit when he was hot. He was shooting over everybody at one point. But I thought he played good defense and picked his shots. He didn't make it. Make some of them, but he what did he do? Shoot about 3 for 5, something like that. What I can't. I don't
he
have
ended up not
box.
shooting. Go ahead.
I'm looking for the box score.
I don't think he ended up shooting well by the end of the day.
By the end of the game, but the first half, I know he was shooting well. I know he missed a couple easy buckets. I'm not giving. I see people giving up on Grimes. I can't give up on him because he's still playing one side of the court very well. It might just be really slumpy. He's had a very up and down year. Even with his up and down year, he's still shooting 39% from 3.
Yeah, he's too young to.
I think
He's too young.
the game is very fast for him.
Yeah.
You can see he's all over jittery. He doesn't know when just yet to pick his spots, and it's understandable. You're young. You don't know how many minutes you're gonna get. It's real shaky right now. So people say, look at Miles McBride, but everybody doesn't have the same temperament. And
Well, hold on, time out. People are saying, look at Miles McBride.
yeah, like
Okay.
they calling Grimes scared
Time
cat.
out. I know, yo, I hate people, yo. I hate people, yo. Is that what people are really saying?
Like, look, Grimes is making the most of his minutes and being aggressive, and
Are
they
you
just think
serious?
that's serious.
I dare people to look at freaking tweets about Miles McBride 2 months ago. Not even 2 months ago. Are you serious?
Still shoot. Still now, people talking about I know he hit some shots, but I don't believe him. McBride, I've seen that too.
No, okay. I always said, for me, right now he's playing like a 2 guard to me, Miles McBride. To me, he might be a year away from being like a guard, like a real guard. But to me, he's like an undersized 2 guard, plays good defense, and we need a playmaker. That's the way I see it. But I still think he has a chance to do it. Will he have a chance to do it here? I'm not sure. It depends on what's happening. We might get a backup point guard, and he might get another shot next year to ease into that. But truth be told, my whole point was last year, the year before. I remember when Grimes had like a 30-point game in his rookie year
against Milwaukee, I think it was.
Yeah, and he was playing great defense. He had a 30-point game. He was playing so well that people were like, he should be starting over Evan Fournier. And people just have short memories. Like, people just forget all the success he had. He had a great first year, got injured, ended up starting, had a decent season, played crappy offensively in the playoffs, and then just say, now look at Miles McBride, he's better. Like, what? People were crapping on Miles McBride for like 3 years. Like, I don't understand.
People were crapping on Dante, but now they're biggest Dante fans. It is.
Yo, I hate people, man. I hate people, yo. I hate how like Miles McBride has been playable for the Knicks for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they act like they wasn't criticizing Miles for the same thing a year ago. Like, it's crazy. I don't understand people.
I think Miles McBride and Grimes have the same issues. When it comes to, they go east to west a lot instead of north to south.
Yeah.
They take, instead of going direct to the basket, like if you curl in and come directly to the basket, they do like wide turns and wind up on the 3-point line or whatever the case may be. It's a lot of east. They don't go towards the basket, and if you don't go towards the basket, you're not creating anything for anybody else.
Just watch Jalen Brunson. You gotta go towards the basket. Don't be afraid of contact and use your body to create separation. Like, basketball is kind of like it's funny. All you gotta really do is put your shoulder in front of people. Once you put your shoulder in front of somebody, you can go. Like, that's it. All you gotta do really is a hezzy and get your shoulder in front. Mm-hmm. And then go. You don't have to go east and west, and that's what Miles have to learn, and that's what Grimes have to learn. They have to learn to embrace that contact. And
change the speed.
Also. Change the speed.
Especially when you're not the fastest.
Exactly.
Miles McBride is definitely not, like, he may be fast, but with the ball, he's not very. That first step is, and the handle is not there just yet.
No.
I think that if he learns to, just pump fake and learn to change speeds and like just basically what Brunson does. He's not the fastest, he just knows the game. He sees, if I go here and I give you a little bit of this, you're gonna do there.
That's a fact. But
So
McBride is getting it though. It's coming along slowly. Like, I seen like the first few weeks was the jump shot. This week I'm seeing he's getting a little bit more comfortable with the handle and pulling up to his spot. So it's coming. It's very slow. It's coming week to week, but it's coming. I'm seeing little small steps from McBride week to week. So shout out to McBride.
Yeah. I definitely agree with a Negro. I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to say that, right?
A Negro.
Somebody in the chat. I agree.
I see the comment.
Yeah, I agree with you. Grimes, he has to learn how to take the pull up. Like, he's missing that mid range game. He's a 2-level scorer right now. He can score 2 ways. He's a 3-pointer, go all the way to the rim. That pull up mid range have just yet.
I think that's the coaching staff, to be honest with you. I think the coaching staff has been preaching for a lot of the guys to take more threes, shots at the 3-point line and shots at the rim. And only a few guys are actually instructed to hit the midi. I think that's coaching because he was doing that year one.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a disservice. You just let them take the shot, the best available shot, and see what happens. This whole analytics and
it's the
forcing
analytics.
things.
Mm-hmm.
Just play basketball. Play basketball. Put the calculators down and play basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with it sometimes. I'm not gonna hold you. More clean threes. Like the Knicks, I saw a stat that said, yeah, I think who the Lee or Orion's in the group chat. They said the Knicks hit the most corner threes in the league in 2024. Like those are the high quality threes that you need to win games. So some of that stuff is good to know. But I understand you don't want to be over reliant on it as well.
The mid range, once you know from having midi, that opens a game up for you more because now they don't know where you're gonna pull up from.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? With Grimes, it's all or nothing. He's either shooting or they know he's going to try to get to the basket. But if he incorporates maybe a pull up, now they don't know if he's going to do that.
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah.
Yeah, it's all based on analytics though, because the way analytics are, they basically take the 3-point shot because 3 is more than 2, and you try to get shots at the rim because those are the high percentage shots. According to analytics, the mid range shot is the least efficient or whatever the case may be. So a lot of times the way, especially with the way the game is trending nowadays with analytics being a huge part of basketball, a lot of teams don't really instruct their guys to take a whole lot of mid-range jumpers. And that's why you see a lot of players like the DeRozans in the league, etc. A lot of teams aren't really interested in those type of players because it's like, it's kind of like they're trying to phase the mid-range out of the game. Almost, and it's like it's either you take the 3 or you go to the basket and finish at the rim. But I agree, like if you're a player that can score at all different types of levels, especially and you're able to incorporate that mid-range into your game, that makes you even more unstoppable because, like Ebony said, like you could take the 3 and they know that, okay, if they guard you at the 3-point line, you can dribble in, take 1 or 2 dribbles, take the mid-range. You can knock that down too, because a lot of times that mid-range is open because guys either guard the 3 or they guard the rim. So, it might not be a quote-unquote high percentage shot according to analytics, but it's still a good shot to learn, especially if you're a guy that, you need to add something to your game to help you score more.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with everything you were just saying. And plus, as a player, I was known as a shooter. And people would run me off the line, and if I would say I wasn't AI with the handles, I got where I got to go. I was very fundamental, if that makes any sense. I wasn't doing any. I was OG. I'm not doing anything extra.
2 dribble.
Yeah, like just like that. Facts though, like just like that. Defense, no, but when they ran you off the line, it was the little hezzy, like because they know you're a shooter. So now they're running me off the line. It's the hezzy that gets you closer to the basket now. Because now most times they're jumping or they're now you got them. You go the opposite way. You want to go to the bucket. You want to pull up. Whatever it is, you have multiple options. You want to pass it off because now they got to help. You got this person, on the ropes. So now the teammate might want to help, and now you can get other people's shots. So the mid-range to me, that area, you could do so much just to say, because the calculator boys, I know that's why I get mad about that. Because a shot is a shot.
Shout out to Sage in the 6-pad. J. Ellis, please, for the love of God, put the calculators down, play basketball on a t-shirt, por favor.
Facts. I probably had I got you. I always said facts.
That's hilarious. All right. But yeah, good talks. Put the calculators down, play basketball. Knicks win.
Calculator boys.
Yeah, if you don't remember anything from this conversation, remember this. Tomorrow, put on your brightest blue and orange and troll every Nets fan at work, office in Brooklyn. Skip. Go to the Barclays Center, boo it, pee on it, do whatever you want to do. All right, because that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going early tomorrow morning. I know I'm gonna end late tomorrow morning. Going early. I'm sitting in my Nets fans coworker's desk. All right, I'm just sitting there. I'm smiling. I'm yelling MVP.
Nets fan. I thought that was a myth.
Yeah,
A Nets fan.
Nets fan. Yeah. They're still out there. They'll be extinct soon. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Don't
definitely.
worry. But let's get to it. Salute to the chat. I want to go over a little bit of Knicks rumors to talk about. Just to catch you guys up on what's happening in Rumorville. And you already know I'll be going to the source. I'll be going to the sauce. Everybody talking about their sauces. Everybody be talking about their sauces. My sauces
with SAU.
Yeah, sauces.
That's what they talking about. They got the sauces.
Sauces. I've been cooking. My sauce is my sauce. My sauce is SNY articles. All right.
Legitimate source.
Legitimate. Mike Scotto too. Shout out to Mike Scotto. I use him as a source too. Let's see. So Ian Begley kind of talks about the updates from the Knicks, and I really want to talk about this because all month we talking about DeJounte Murray. I know some people are for, some people against. I feel like more people are more for recently because DeJounte's been hitting game winners. But I know you guys. I think I've even reported on this channel about the asking price for DeJounte Murray, right? It says right here, Ian Begley says there haven't been major developments reported on the Knicks trade front this week. As SNY last week, Alec Burks and Bruce Brown have been squarely on the New York Knicks radar. The price for Utah's Jordan Clarkson would be significant. So I don't know if you guys are watching, but I made a video talking about that a little bit earlier. That it's really looking like it's going to be Alec Burks and Bruce Brown. And Ian said this like 2 or 3 post games in a row, which makes me think, oh shoot, this is serious. Like this is serious. Every time we did a post game show, right after the post game show, I would look at Ian Begley's report thing, and he would talk about the game, and then he'd be like, "And the Knicks are looking into Bruce Brown again," and I'm like, "Oh crap!" So it's really looking like Bruce Brown. But also bad news for guys who want Zach LaVine. DeMar DeRozan is looking like it's not likely as well. Let's see. It says there have been 1 or 2 re-aggregated reports represented as new information this week, but nothing earth-shattering. The biggest names being discussed include Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and DeJounte Murray. As noted earlier, I'd be somewhat surprised if New York pursued DeMar DeRozan aggressively. So for guys who's wanting DeMar DeRozan, probably not going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen, to be honest with you. I'd be even more surprised if the Knicks pursued LaVine aggressively. With the new tax apron and LaVine making north of $40 million a year, and you are a highly injury-prone all-star on fringe all-star, like those are the type of contracts that execs will want to stay away from when this new tax apron hits, because it'll severely handicap you. So, yeah, the Knicks aren't looking to look for Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan. Here's interesting. The Lakers and Hawks have had advanced talks on Murray, and D'Angelo Russell has been a sticking point, per The Athletic. Murray's under contract to 2026 and 2027. The Hawks do not have to trade Murray by the February 8th deadline. They can revisit discussions in the offseason. As of last week, teams in touch with the Hawks believe they were going to stick to their certain price point on the Murray trade, and were prepared to keep the 27-year-old after the deadline if the price point wasn't met. The Knicks can meet the price point if they want to, but they seemed lukewarm about the idea earlier this month. Things can change quickly in the NBA, especially at the point this season. A deal that looks dead on January 23rd can be revived later in the week. So let's say the Hawks decide to lower their price on Murray, or the Knicks decide to meet Atlanta's demand. With an assist from capsheets.com, here are a few Knicks packages for Murray that satisfy NBA trade rules. Murray has a trade kicker, so his income salary for the purpose is 21%. Grimes and Fournier for Murray is one trade, and Mitch Robinson for Murray is another trade. That could work. Now, the interesting thing about this whole thing is the price point, because the price point for the Knicks have been 2 first-round picks, and I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the rumors that have been happening between the Lakers and the Hawks, but the Lakers are only offering them 1 first-round pick in a swap. And D'Angelo Russell.
Nick tax?
Huh?
I said Nick tax?
It's looking like the Knicks tax to me. That was like things that make you go, and then I was like, wait, so if it's 1 pick for them, but 2 picks for us, what do they do that at, Sway? Like the Lakers getting the discount again? Why do the Lakers get all the discounts all the time? Even when they're not good, they getting a discount. Like usually I feel like they get a discount because like, oh, let's play LeBron, free agents want to go there. But now they're cap strapped, they have no assets, and they still find a way to only trade 1 pick. Now the deal's not done because somebody has to take D'Angelo Russell. Me and Fritz had a Discord on Twitter. He said the Lakers are probably giving them an unprotected first, and the Knicks probably don't want to give that up. I can see that because the Knicks probably want to give their unprotected first up for the big all-star move that they want. They don't want to give it up for DeJounte Murray. I can see that because I remember last season, Fred Katz was talking about what the Knicks need to get a big star, and he said minimum 3 unprotected would probably be needed for a big star. So if minimum is 3 unprotected is what's needed for a big star, and we have 4, that means you can probably, the Knicks probably thinking in their mind, we can only give up 1 at minimum, at most, if they even want to give up 1 at all. So that could be the holdup, or the holdup could be they want an unprotected and they don't want our rinky-dink Milwaukee Bucks pick. So it's just interesting to keep an eye on that and to see that it was 2 first-round picks and now it seems to be 1. Will the Knicks meet that price point? Because according to Ian, we had a discussion last week, not this week. So maybe this is the updated price. I don't know. But certainly if the Knicks would do that, it would be cleaner to do it with us because Evan Fournier is an expiring contract. And D'Angelo Russell is not an expiring contract. He has a player option where you can pick up his contract, which is worth, what is it? 23 million? I'm going off the top of my head. So, and nobody wants to have D'Angelo Russell contract, which is why the Atlanta Hawks looking for a 3rd team to pick it up.
But here's my thing though, because I don't know the structure of that deal, but it's like, okay, if the Lakers are gonna send an unprotected first-round pick in the future, where I mean, more than likely it's gonna be a good pick because the Lakers are gonna pretty much be in the dumpster probably by that time with the way the team is currently set up, and it's in a pick swap, and then they're trying to trade away D'Angelo Russell, whose contract has enough salary to where it could match DeJounte Murray, and they're looking for a 3rd team to pick it up. So what you're trying to tell me is that all Atlanta's going to get in return is that first-round pick and a swap? The Lakers aren't going to send like another player to Atlanta's way? Not
even Austin Reeves. Everybody's like, oh, they have to trade Austin Reeves. Not even Austin Reeves. They're finding a way. Like it seems like a lowball to me.
See, that's that BS right there. That's that BS. Because it's like, honestly, like the Knicks can easily offer them at least 1 good young player and Fournier's expiring deal where that would be off their books and a pick. And it's like, you're telling me that's not a better value deal than just getting a unprotected first from the Lakers on a pick swap? And you're not getting like no type of player in return because D'Angelo Russell's contract matches DeJounte Murray's contract. So what other players would be involved in that deal for Atlanta to even get a young player that they'd be interested in to come back to them? Like,
but that's Ryan. That Ryan though. That's if the Knicks want to give up Grimes and the pick. Like they might be thinking we either want to give you a pick or we want to give you Grimes. They might not want to do both. You know what I mean?
I think that's what it is. I think honestly that's exactly what it is, Jay. Because Grimes can be used if they are going for whatever big fish that is that comes available. You don't want to keep picking at your pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, because eventually you're not gonna have enough. Whether that's contract wise with the new CBA deal or whatever. You can't keep just trading them piece by piece for not a big fish. Quickly and IQ, RJ and IQ got us OG who plugged up so many holes. That one player plugged up so many holes. And yeah, we made another flaw with our bench, but as you can see, the bench is coming along. It's very inconsistent, but they play defense.
Yeah.
And when you play defense, you always have a shot, as you see today. So they were struggling to score, but so was the Nets. The Nets couldn't score against them. So, you had a time you heard the announcer saying they haven't scored a basket. Neither team has scored a basket in a while.
Yeah, that defensive unit was out there. I looked at it, I was like, ooh, Miles McBride, Grimes, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby.
I like OG and Grimes. I like OG and Grimes' chemistry on defense.
Yeah, that defensive lineup is no joke.
Yeah.
No.
So I think definitely that they don't want to do both. It's either the expiring contract and some picks, but I don't think they're trying to do the picks and Grimes, not just yet.
Yeah.
I believe they want more time to see, kind of like an IQ situation last year or whatever. How they said they was thinking about trading him this off season, and they waited till now, maybe just to see if they could make it work or find a way to make it work type thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what it is. And shout out to Walter White. Walter White, do you sell meth?
Breaking Bad.
That was my favorite TV show right there, man. Breaking Bad is my favorite all-time TV show. That show was so good. Yo, I saw 6 seasons in like once. Yo, it's funny. I saw 6 seasons in like a summer. Like I found out about it the season before it ended, and I saw all 5 seasons right before. And I finished the last episode of the 5th season right before the new season started. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But
me too. I binge watched it. I watched it after it went off. Like I was a late bloomer to it, but I love that show. I was mad the way he went out, but
I like those types. But so good. Okay, back to basketball. But but your whole name got us on a tangent, bro. But Walter White says the buyout market can help us. I'm gonna ask you this one question too, because this has been a debate too. Because I retweeted Tommy Bear. Because as you know, a trade did go down. Oh, yes, it did. Scary Terry Rozier, the guy we talked about on the KOT show, averaging 23 points a game. Offensively, he's really good. Really, really good. 3-level scorer. Checking out his clean glass stats. Still got it. High pick and roll type of player. He still has that. He's traded. That guy, he got traded to the Miami Heat. I mean, the Miami Heat has now some extra firepower. They traded Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is now a Charlotte Hornet, and the Charlotte Hornets are trying to flip Kyle Lowry. Good luck with that. If they don't flip him, he might be about in the buyout market. I know the Knicks have their eyes on Alec Burks. Personally, I feel like what's going to happen. I know you guys might not like this. I feel like what's going to happen is the Knicks are going to gather their 2 trade exceptions. That's $5 million and $6 million. Give the Detroit those 2 exceptions in like a second or two, and then Alec Burks is coming to the Knicks. I think that's just going to happen.
Please no.
And he's going to be the backup point guard. I'm just letting you know right now. Ian Begley for 2 post games in a row was like Alec Burks and Bruce Brown is the target. You can't combine exceptions. It's gonna be a $6 million exception. Ryan Arciano.
Ryan Arch. Ryan Arch. I'm not even gonna do it to myself.
Oh man. It's gonna be something like that. I'm telling you, yo.
I don't know. I hope so. I don't think Burks and Tibbs ever need to be together again. Absolutely love Burks, and I love Burks. I love him as a player. A bucket he is, but a point guard he's not. I'm not taking that chance with him and Tibbs again.
Nah, too much PTSD. I'm not taking that chance either. I don't want no more memories of Burks at point guard. Like like I was saying earlier in the text messages, anyhow the Knicks being Burks back to the Garden, I will hold up a sign every podcast saying Thibs do not play Burks at point guard. I will hold up that sign every game
I'm telling you,
on the
yo.
podcast
I'm
if the
telling
Knicks
you.
make that damn move.
I'm telling you. Telling
I
you
don't
it's gonna
know.
happen. I mean, the thing is,
Bruce Brown is
he's not gonna be the starting point guard because Jalen Brunson's here. So he's only gonna get like 10 minutes point guard. It's not gonna be like last time. He'll get 10 minutes again at point guard, and he can do it in 10 minutes. He can do 10 minutes at point guard. He can do 10 minutes at point guard. When it gets to
I
like
can't do
30
that
and 40,
again, Jay.
that's when it gets crazy.
Yeah, he can only do 10 minutes at point guard. Yeah, but then we're gonna start seeing him play in the fourth quarter minutes and all that stuff too.
I'm not gonna lie, you could see that. You could see that, yo.
I don't know. Let's keep them apart. Let's keep them apart.
I'm just letting you know to brace yourself. Or maybe you want to wait for the buyout market and pick up Kyle Juicy Lowry. Maybe that's what you want.
They was also saying another person of the Charlotte team that could be in the buyout market. I'm allergic to him though. Is Gordon Hayward. I'm allergic. I chew. Please no.
We already got a chew already. We don't need Gordon Hayward.
Some people was calling him ass chewer. That was funny. But whatever.
Damn.
Bruh.
Whatever. That wasn't me. I promise.
Oh my god. So no to Kyle Lowry. No to Kyle Lowry on the buyout market. I've seen that argument. Hey, he's $2 million.
Yeah, I seen that too. I'd rather see what Deuce. Hopefully, Deuce find his first step, and he find his handle improves.
Yeah. Facts. Like if I have to choose between getting Kyle Lowry off the buyout market and giving Deuce minutes for him to grow, I'd rather give Deuce minutes to grow than getting Kyle Lowry.
Same. I agree with you. I could be talking to Alec Burks, though. I could be talking to it.
The guy that I really want, but I know they said what they said, but they also said we wasn't going to trade with OG. So since that happened, anything is possible to me, right?
Anything is possible. You're right.
Anything is possible, but I want Herb.
Herb Jones. Boom. All right, you know what? Let's get to it. Then, because something else that happened that kind of went under the radar. When Mike Scott wrote his last article, he talked about the Knicks not wanting DeJounte Murray. Not wanting him, but the Knicks looking at other options other than DeJounte Murray. Looking at backup point guards, looking at Malcolm Brogdon, who Ian Begley said they have not had serious talks with Portland about Malcolm Brogdon, and looking at other options. And then after all of that, Mike Scott wrote, Knicks are also looking for backup power forwards. So we try to like gather some information about what backup power forwards might be available, and we'll get into that right now. And I feel something must have happened that was pressing for Ebony.
Yeah.
But we can get into it. We don't even have to start with the big fish. We don't even have to start with the big fish. We can start with the small fish because we came up with like a little bitty list. So we can start with your guy. We can start with your guy. Like we tried to pick people we felt like were realistic. We will talk about Herb Jones for sure. But we try to pick people we felt like realistic. Teams might be going through something. These teams have been rumored to be trying to blow the team up, or these guys are in training wheels already. Charlotte is one of those teams where they seem like they're trying to move pieces. I know I know Ryan G talked about PJ Washington. I feel like PJ Washington's been mentioned like every year on this program for like the last 3 years when it comes down to trade deadline. But Ryan G, what do you think about PJ Washington? I know that's your guy. I feel like you specifically mentioned him at trade deadline.
Yeah, but I mean, he wouldn't be my top choice. My top choice is still a playmaker. I still would rather a playmaker to be brought to the Knicks who can actually score some points off the bench and can actually, set up other players and things of that nature. Someone to actually run an offense. So for me, the power forwards would probably be secondary on my list as for players to go for. But I
We
mean,
only talk about
PJ,
power forwards because Mike Scotto, because we already have
yeah.
we already have a list of point guards we went through already. So we have that content for you if you want to watch it. We only talk about power forwards because that's the only thing we really haven't extensively gone through, and Mike Scotto talked about it. So we figured we would talk about that today. That's the only reason we're talking about that right now. All right.
Yeah, I mean, PJ Washington, he's a solid player. Defensively, he could be on and off. He's not really consistent on the defensive side of the ball, but he can score. He can knock down the three occasionally, even though his 3-point percentage is not really impressive this season. He's just one of those players where it's like, on a given night he can give you 20,
Mm-hmm.
but it's inconsistent. He'll give you 20 one night, he'll give you like 5 another night. So I mean, it's a solid piece. Not really one of my top choices as like a power forward I would want to bring in if the Knicks take that route, but he's solid.
I
I like PJ. I like PJ Washington. He's cool.
He's cool.
I could see him another bench piece, definitely. But I want Hurt.
we trying to slow walk the dog, Ebony. We trying to slow walk the dog, Ebony.
I want Hurt.
He's like, just get to it. Just get to her. Just for you know what I like to do. I like to add the contracts. PG Washington, 16 million first year, 15 million second year, 14 million third year. He's in this weird space where it's like a little bit too much for trade exceptions. I mean, it's giving you 18.5, so I guess that's still kind of in range. I know the Knicks are looking for a backup power forward. He would be under contract for 3 years. It's kind of in the Knicks sweet spot where it's like under 20 million, tradable contract that could be packaged with somebody else. Kind of in that sweet spot. The only thing is, I'm not sure if that third year, it's not a lot. It's 14 million, but I'm not sure if a team who's trading like their big star would want that third year for a player who's like so. So
isn't that about Evans' contract almost? Like about his breakdown?
No, Evan's expiring. Evan is expiring depending on how we play. Because he's 18.5 million this year. If we don't pick up his option, this could be his last year. But if we pick it up, next season would be his last year, which is why Evan's contract is so valuable. But yeah, that's PJ Washington in a nutshell. And do you want to go through the Keenan Glass stats or not? We can just move on because I don't feel like anybody's really interested in him. Because he's been really bad this year. He's been really bad this year shooting.
My man got paid and fell off.
He got paid and fell off, man. He got paid. He played defense, so he got paid and fell off.
Yeah, I don't like those.
Yeah, he's definitely a secondary option. Like, if all of the options are not available and you need someone desperately to fill that hole, then it's like, all right, I'm gonna go after PJ Washington.
Right. Screw it. Let's just go. Because Ebony was just like,
that's it.
Why do you want her so bad?
It'd be like having another OG.
Nah,
why not?
That's a fact. That is a fact. Here's the thing. There was a rumor going around. Well, everybody knows what's going on with this tax haven. Every team is trying to avoid this like the plague. And you already know the Pelicans, they're committed to Zion. They have Brandon Ingram. They have CJ McCollum. They have a lot of big salaries. And I believe they hit the tax next year. So because of that, you can end up losing some good players because you don't want to hit that apron. And so players like Herb Jones might shake loose. I heard a rumor that he might be available this season for that reason. But then I heard rumor that they said, hell no, we ain't trying to move him right now.
Anything possible. Don't kill my dream. That's what I'm going with.
But
I'm going with anything is possible.
yeah, but they might have to make it. They have to make a decision though, because like they might have to move somebody, and they said so they might end up having to move him unless they just want to play that tax and not be able to make a move later.
You know, another two teams that I think are going to run into that problem, which is why this new deal is terrible because it really penalizes you drafting. It does to me. I don't care what anybody says. You penalize the teams like who did it the right way, like OKC, who they tanked, they traded, they drafted well, but they're not going to be able to pay all those guys, and you know they're a very deep team. They're not going to be able to. And Orlando also, so it's going to be a lot of people that you might not think you have access you can get. There might be an option because of this new CBA deal, and I think a lot of people are just going to get
That's how
like
we got
moved around like domino pieces, kind of. Because
that's how we got Dante. To be honest with you,
they couldn't afford.
They couldn't. Golden State couldn't afford him.
Golden State is like I wouldn't say secondary team. My favorite player is Steph, so I pay attention to Golden State very, very much, and definitely they Golden State said before the season was even over, they knew they couldn't keep him. They wanted to, but they knew he had outplayed his contract and they couldn't afford what he was worth now. So I see that happening with a lot of teams, and it's kind of crazy because you're trying to build a championship every 3 to 4 years. Kind of, you got to turn over. I don't see this working out for the NBA. To be honest,
I think the NBA is trying to stop dynasties pretty much. Like they're trying to stop teams from being able to sign like 3 or 4 superstar players like mega deals and all that stuff. They're trying to like kind of. I think the reason why the NBA did is they're trying to spread the wealth across the league to where it's like teams can be more competitive per se to fighting for the title and things like that. But like you said, there's also a negative to everything, and the negative is like small market teams, they're not gonna be able to keep everybody even if they do it the right way and draft right and all those things. Like there's gonna be 1 or 2 players that do slip through the cracks because of that. So
I mean, truth be told, that could be that's probably our story with the man quickly.
Yeah, definitely. That's why he's not here anymore.
This is what it is. But Herb Jones is one of those dudes where he's the defensive dynamo. He has that defensive potential. He has I think he's 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan. 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan. He's 37% from 3, 40.
And he's improving.
Yeah. And I got these clean glass stats if you want it. Shoot, I can pull that up.
Sure. We want her. We want her.
But like I'm always kind of worried about playing. We've been playing OG too much. So like I feel like we need another OG like to back him up, so you don't have to play him 40 minutes a game. Yeah,
I think so too. And it's just another player again who fits that 3 and D, and you could play, interchangeable next to Brunson and Randle. So when they need that bailout pass, he can hit that. He has been hitting that this year. So
see, 38% from 3, pretty good. Look at the Tibbs special right there. You see the Tibbs special? What's the Tibbs special, guys?
Corner?
1 or 3.
That corner 3. That corner. All you gotta do is play like OG, baby. We good to go. 81st percentile from the corner. Shooting 43% from 3, shooting the 3. Got the rim reads, finishing at the rim, shooting those 3s. Defensive dynamo was not like tonight. Was not the like, man. Was not the like. Only thing is, I can see him being expensive because of the type of player he is. Like,
I mean, it's not just that though. It's the fact that he's starting in New Orleans, so it's like, if he comes to the Knicks, he's coming off the bench, and it's like, does he want to accept a bench role? Especially since he's starting in New Orleans right now, and he is a starting caliber 3D player. He's not. It's not like he's a bench player. He is a starting caliber player.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is. Unless you just go crazy with the OG Herb starting lighting up Twin Towers. His arms everywhere. His arms.
I like Dante. I like Dante in the starting unit, but we are lacking offense, and that's bench unit. So we don't know. That might be something. I like Herb, and I like his height. The other trade targets or rumors that I hear, a lot of them, they're the same height that we have on the team already. Like the Murray. I thought Murray was taller, so he's not. So I'm not understanding. It's just like quickly all over again, kinda. But in the starting unit, because he's definitely going to be a starter.
Yeah, and excuse the typo because I have this year twice.
He the same size as Grimes though, and we seen what happened with the beef with Grimes. People talk about everybody shooting over him.
Yeah, but he's the same height as Dante, and Dante he's doing okay in the starting lineup. So I mean, and DeJounte Murray's a better defender.
Nah, I don't know. See, DeJounte, I found I wish I could find it real quick. It's a picture I found on Twitter, and it says all reputation team or something like that, meaning they only get by their reputation. Like they play defense for 2 or 3 seasons, and now people think them as a defender, but they haven't played defense in a couple of seasons up to par on that level.
But watch how the Hawks play defense. It's a huge difference from how the Knicks play defense.
Yeah, I like DeJounte Murray. I think with him we'll be a good team. I just don't think it's a true needle mover, and I see RJ's game in his like not the same game, but the same areas. You get what I'm saying? Him, Brunson, and Randle, they really work the same area, that mid-range pull-up style thing. I don't want bumper cars again. I do not want. I like the flow of the offense.
I see what she's saying because they do operate in similar areas, and he does play better with the ball. Like I said earlier, like somebody has to sacrifice. If he gets here, like that's the thing. Someone always has to sacrifice. The thing about DeJounte is, yes, he plays the same areas as RJ, but he plays them better. Like RJ's mid-range game was shaky. But he shoots better from the rear range and the 3 than RJ does. So it might work out, but you just don't know because he's never. You know what? You just don't know because he hasn't been in a situation where he's playing with 2 guys who have the ball. So there's going to be a transition process,
or the pressure too. So now you're giving him another role, and the fact is, doesn't he want a bigger role or so? That's why he wants really out of Atlanta. Him and. He wants the ball in his hand more, right?
Yeah, he probably. I don't see pressure being an issue with him. Like his demeanor is. He has the dog demeanor.
Yeah, I'm not saying he doesn't, but we don't know what that looks like. You get what I'm saying? He went from the Spurs to Atlanta. Atlanta not really had any expectations. You get what I'm saying? When I mean pressure, I mean like playoff wise. Contention and things of that nature. Atlanta really has not been. He came from the Spurs. They weren't really. Until DeMar, was he? When did he leave? Right after DeMar?
When did who leave?
DeJounte Murray leave the Spurs?
Yeah, after DeMar, he left 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, so DeMar been going for about 5, right? So that's what I'm saying. When he came into his prime on his own team with Spurs, there was no. It's a different. How can I say? As a player. When you got no expectations, you play more freely. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what he looks like in the guard type vibe.
Now I know what you're saying. What you're saying. You're saying you don't know how to fill up the pressure. I'm saying from what I've seen and his demeanor and the way he approaches things, like he fits that New York attitude where, like I saw a clip of him talking about how when people talk about, you saw the clip. I know people.
I saw the clip. I also see, what clip I see a lot of too? Kyle Kuzma. Right. When you listen to his clips, he sounds like the perfect player, doesn't he?
No, but listen, wait. Let me finish.
Does he play like that?
Let me finish the clip so people know what I'm talking about. Because you might know.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
But facts. Kyle Kuzma
hold on.
Team player.
Hold on. The clip I'm talking about is just for the people who haven't seen it, because you might have seen it, but nobody else watching seen it, because not just us. Yeah. There's a clip going around about DeJounte Murray, and people are asking him to go out. It's like, yo, why don't you go out and drink and party with us and da da da. And he's like, nah, I'm watching basketball. I'm watching every game. I'm studying the games. I'm about the game. He's about the game, the game, the game, the game, the game. And I feel like that type of personality is kind of what we bred in NY. So that's why, as far as a guy who's going to have the work ethic and who fits in with the culture here, I actually feel like he would fit in with like the work ethic and the culture here. The ball sharing though, like that's always going to be an enigma. Like you're just not going to know it until it happens, whether they can share the ball or not.
Yeah, and just to say something right quick, the reason why I'm willing to give it a chance is because of the type of defender he is. Because people are saying that he can't defend, whatever the case may be. But if you watch Atlanta Hawks team defense, it's trash, honestly. And there's only so much a player can do if your team defense is trash. And that's Atlanta right there. Knicks team defense is not trash. Dante is a guy that can play passing lanes and get steals. DeJounte Murray leads the league in deflections. So he's basically that type of defender. He defends better than Dante. So it's like even if you have to try to figure out how the offense is gonna run, the defense is gonna be set. So it's like whatever. So it's like the defense is gonna offset whatever learning they have to do on the offense side of the ball to try to see like who's gonna sacrifice where, how it's gonna work out, and things of that nature. That's why I think it could work out. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw. And my thing is this too, like when you're talking about trying to get a team to the next level, whatever the case may be, I think it's pretty clear that with the way Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle are playing this season, the Knicks probably don't need a lot of help to really get them to the next level. So, yeah, DeJounte Murray might not be the quote unquote, star player, whatever the case may be. But if the belief is okay, you need something marginal to get to get the Knicks over the top. DeJounte Murray is beyond marginal. So it's like if you're already of the belief that this team is close, I think he's the type of player that can bring the team over the top because he fills a lot of areas that the Knicks need, especially with that second unit where, like I said, they can stagger minutes.
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray don't have to be out there with that first unit, the full minutes or whatever the case may be. Maybe Thibs can take him out, put Dante in there, have Dante play with the first unit for the rest of the first quarter. Second quarter starts, you put DeJounte Murray back out there with the second unit, have a run with them, and you can just stagger the minutes. So, I mean,
Haven't staggered with the
I understand, like, I get the positive and the negatives for it, but I don't know. For me, it's like, I don't know. For me, it's a no-brainer, but
what's sour with me? I spoke to a lot of the Hawk fans, and it wasn't the Hawk fans that bashed their team. It wasn't the Hawk fans that overly dramatic about it. It was real basketball conversation. And one of my fears with the Murray thing is his height, and they said he does not guard the shooting guards very well. He's better guarding the point guards. The shooting guards, he's not good at that. But that's who he's going to be guarding because he's going to be next to Brunson. You get what I'm saying? So like I don't know. That's what I'm saying with that point. Yes, he may play defense, and he plays defense just like Dante. Dante doesn't play disciplined defense. He plays the passing lanes. Is him? Remember, there was a difference between. I pointed out the difference between Dante and Grimes' defense. Grimes plays more positional defense. That's why I looked like he was playing defense because people kept shooting over him, but he was there. You get what I'm saying? Dante takes a lot of risk where he's looking to get in the passing lane. That's how he plays defense. That's how he impacts the defense. He's looking to push and things of that nature, and that's what Dante mean. That's what Murray. That's how Murray plays defense also. So. That's my thing. I like Murray. I get with the fit with defense and things of that nature, and he's shooting the three better, but he's not. That's not his natural. He's not a natural catch and shoot player, is he? And that seems that what does well next to Brunson and Randle.
You know what? I said this actually the last post game. Pretty much what Ryan G said. I thought about it too. Cause I was like, my concern was the defense as well. But I was like, wait a minute. If this guy was the defensive player of the year last year because he played passing lanes, and we already have a guy who plays passing lanes here, but he's doing it to probably the same level or better, then defensively it should work because defensively it's working now. Because like you said, Grimes to me is still the better point of attack defender than Dante. Like that's just fact. But Dante is a better he's a better help defender. He's a better help defender. He's a better what's the team defender. So if we have another guy who's a team defender here, and not that good of a, and I still feel like we'll be in a good. I feel like I feel like worst case scenario, defensively, it'll be neutral. It'll be neutral. And then when you look at the offense, maybe you might lose some catch and shooting stuff, but he's still catching shooting pretty decently. So, but maybe you make up for it with the playmaking, the extra playmaking he gives you. So that's the way I'm thinking about it right now. I'm thinking about it as defensively, I feel like it might be neutral. Offensively, there's a sway. Like it could maybe not work for a while with the first unit and then find our way. It could fall completely flat because people are trying to share the ball too much. Bare minimum, I know it'll help out the second unit because he'll most likely be leading the second unit. So I know we'll have something in that regard. But like, I don't know. Like there's ways to look at it where I feel like it could work out for us. But I'm not as worried about the defense as I was a week ago.
No, that's because OG. That's another thing. We talk about the defense and team that we just good defensive juggernaut. But before OG, we was the bottom of the league. So, God, we don't want to think about that. I ain't even gonna mention it. I don't want to talk about it no more. Never mind.
All right. But that's it. All right. Well, Herb Jones. Excuse the typo, but he's 4 years on his contract, this is why I think this is going to be, if we do trade for Herb Jones, it might be expensive because what tends to happen for these type of players, those 3-and-D small force type of archetypes, those type of players tend to be kind of expensive, especially if they're in cheap contacts for long periods of time. He just signed a contract. He has 4 years left on it. 12 million, 12 million, 13 million, 14 million. So I can definitely, so maybe we look, like, I'm not sure if they're going to be trading him this season or next season, but I can see it costing us something. I can definitely see it costing us something. Like it might cost 2 picks. I don't know. But then there's going to be salary filler. And then like, who do we have that's even this salary? For them to make it worthwhile for them, it might have to be, do we have a salary that can match that? Like the only person I can think of off what we got, Hartenstein and Mitch. I don't know if we want to move any of those guys.
Dante to match that, and Knicks ain't, and it wouldn't be smart to move Dante for her.
Yeah, that wouldn't be smart to move Dante for her. Exactly. Like I'm not sure what contracts would actually match that off the top of my head.
Honestly, guys, I'm cool with anything that's just Evan and some picks. Like that's it.
Evan is 18 million, so
and some picks. Now I'm not talking about with her. Like that's why people mention Brogdon at first, but again they go that Knick tax. At first it was just they wanted expiring contract and some picks. Because it's the Knicks now, we hearing expiring contract and Grimes and some picks, not for Brogdon.
Right.
Like, where do they get off asking for no. First of all, Mr. Lego Man.
Yeah.
I agree with Ebony on that. If the Knicks can pull off something where it's just Fournier and maybe you give up a pick and you bring in a player where you're able to keep Grimes and bring in somebody on the bench that can actually score the rock and create, I think that would be best case scenario for the Knicks if they can pull off something like that.
Right. Yeah, because I don't feel like there's anybody that match. Only people who really match his contract in his neighborhood is Hartenstein and Mitch. It's the only people. And I feel like for this team in particular, whatever contract they want, they're trying to offload. They try not to reach a tax, so they're probably going to want an expiring contract. So that might be Hartenstein, but I wouldn't trade Hartenstein right now. Like that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure if we have the horses to get a Herb Jones, even if he was available. Because of that.
I'm cool with whatever trade, get Evan off the team and nobody else. Like what Randle said, enough with the trade. but I don't think he meant Evan.
Right.
Evan he need to play.
Right.
We can't have him rotting on the bench.
Right. But yeah, another power forward. I see you in the chat talking. We talked about this earlier before. Tyree Eason, raw guy for sure. Raw's been talking about Tyree Eason ever since he came into the league. High motor guy, defensive guy. 46% from the field, 36% from three. Yeah, rebounding machine, 6'8". Definitely, yeah, I can see that. I can see this, yo. The Rockets, and I mentioned the Rockets in particular because if the Knicks are trying to move Grimes, the teams that were interested in Grimes were the Hawks, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, and I'm missing a team.
It was
Jazz and the Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz, yeah.
And the Jazz. The Jazz are playing games. Cross them off the list. The Grizzlies, they don't really have. I feel like our players are not aligned. I know we talked about this before, where they had Marcus Smart, and I felt like Marcus Smart is a good backup point guard, but he's not a guy who makes plays. That's the reason why he got traded to the Grizzlies, because he doesn't make plays. So now that we need a playmaker, it doesn't make sense to me to trade the guy who is not a playmaker. So I wouldn't talk about that. I know Brandon Clark was mentioned, but he has like an ACL tear or something. Yeah, So Tari Eason, to me, if the Knicks want to go this route and they actually want to give up Grimes, might make sense for both teams.
Yeah. But I think he's doing well over there in Houston. Though I don't know if they would part with him.
Yeah, I don't know if they would part with him either.
Sure, but anything's possible. I tell y'all, after OG trade, anything possible.
Yeah, and Grimes is from Houston.
Yes, he is. Played there and all.
Mm-hmm.
Played his college ball there. University of Houston.
University of Houston.
And I mean, with this recent trade the Knicks made with OG, it seems like the Knicks are in the habit of sending players back to their hometown.
Exactly, that's their thing. It's like, but hey, you don't like us, we'll do you a favor.
That could kind of help out with free agency and things of that nature. Even when they trade you, they try to trade you into a better situation, even if they have to do it within the division. So
exactly.
You know how people say it's bad practice that we didn't tell IQ and them. We just surprised them with the trade, but they tried to help them out.
Yeah.
After the Knicks, you gave IQ a bigger role. You give RJ more freedom and a bigger role also, and he gets to go home.
Yeah.
So
they've done right. And the Tari Eason
and Obi, they gave him a pass first point guard.
Mm-hmm. Did it all?
Yeah, and now the Pacers are looking to trade Obi.
It happens full, and I don't get it. Like I looked up his stats, and people's like, because he went to the bench, but he's literally performing the same way on the bench that he did, like the same production. It was I saw a graphic. My phone just died, so I can't even.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Before we get into Obi, we hold on, because we all over the place. Because I do still want to do 39% corner three, 71st percentile long mid. But I just want to get before we get to Obi, I just want to get to the contract before we get to it. I'm sorry, I mean the. There we go.
Rookie contract.
So yeah, he's pretty much Grimes. He's right there. It's Grimes' contract. Like,
yeah,
if they really want Grimes, and there's like, you know what, we want a different prototype player. We want that 3-and-D guy that's been elusive, and we want an energy guy. We want a power forward. We both kind of get young guys who are growing into their own. It's kind of, I feel like it's kind of fair for both teams. I don't know I don't know what the situation if they want to get rid of Tari, but if they want Grimes, it makes sense. Like, to me, this I feel like this makes sense. Like, I know we don't want Bruce. I know there's people who want Bruce Brown. Some people do, some people don't. I feel like this is the type of thing that might happen if we get Bruce Brown. Like, I feel like that's what might happen. If we get Josh Hart too, then I feel like Tari Eason might come.
I like him.
But I like him.
I like his game. So from what I see,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a solid player.
Got you. But yeah, you can talk about your. My bad. You can talk about your boy.
Oh no,
man.
I was just saying that Obi, he's shooting well. Wasn't he leading the league in I think it was percentage from three or something, from field goal, something like that. He was up there. So I don't know. It just
I,
gotta be the defense part, probably.
yeah, gotta be. I think Pacers kind of. I think once they made that trade for Siakam, I think they kind of like went in the other direction where they're like, all right, we can score the rock, but we need to get some defense in here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's why they're putting up Obi and Buddy Hield up for trade because those
Trade,
guys
yep.
no defense whatsoever.
So question: would you bring Obi home?
The question would Tibbs let Obi come home?
Will Tibbs let Obi
True
go?
that. Yeah, true that.
Now that we know the grass isn't greener, we need a power forward. He's shooting 58% from the field, 40% from three, 11 points a game. Would you bring Obi home?
I didn't want Obi to leave home. I thought we didn't help that young man at all. I never seen him really do any pick and rolls and running and any of those things of that nature to play towards his strength. When he did play towards his strength with his speed and agility, we killed him for not rebounding, but he can't rebound if he's leaking. That's what happens. He was faster than all the bigs. He's not gonna he's not stronger than them, so he has to use his speed. That's what he has over the other bigs.
Right.
I really thought, and again, I mentioned that he is a late bloomer, even in college and things of that nature. It's taking him a little minute to figure things out. High school, he had to do extra steps. You get when you have the college showcases kind of things like that, when you're not getting all the looks that you want.
Mm-hmm.
He went to a couple of those too. So he's always, every step has taken him a little minute to figure it out. And I kind of figure he'll get it. His form is not bad at all. Like if you ever looked at him shoot, he has a very, very nice form. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I just wish we would have gave him a chance for real, and not a 10-minute window.
Yeah, it's just impossible with Randle here for him to get more than 10 minutes. Honestly, I feel like Obi shouldn't even come back, to be honest with you.
Yeah, to be real about it. But I mean, if they were to go that route, all I would have to say is if Obi is playing in the lineup, just leave OG out there. He'll be all right.
No, that's facts though.
The eraser. OG's back to 42 minutes a game.
For all the trade Mitch folks, imagine 2 erasers though.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Wait, I can't wait till Mitch gets back. But yeah,
I can't wait to see what that looks like.
Yeah, shout out to Fritz. Says Obi can't come back to the summer, but he's welcome back.
Yeah,
I can't. Yeah, Obi, for your own sake, don't come back.
And he, I got the extra special, connection with Obi. He from my hood, so
yeah, I
would love for him to come back.
I rather Obi come back when he gets some more run. Like if you out, because we already know we have an all-star power forward here, so there's gonna be no chance. Like the only way he's gonna get more run is if he gets behind the mediocre power forward. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I'd rather him try to come back in a later situation when he's developed his game more, and then he won't be.
And the fact that we chose to pick up the pace when he gets traded is crazy too.
Exactly.
We're trying to run more in transition and didn't do it when we had whatever.
Yeah.
No need crying over Spillman.
I hear
Tibbs be tibbing.
But yeah, but so far I feel like Tara Eason might be the most realistic person we talked about so far. Possibly, I don't know. That's the thing I'm thinking. I mean, PJ Washington, I'm not sure, but
I heard Daniel Gafford too, but he's more of a center. But his name keeps coming.
Yeah,
rumors too.
Yeah, I heard it too. It's funny. I haven't heard it from the big dog. I haven't heard it from Ian, but I've heard it from. What did I hear it from? I felt like I heard it from Bleacher Report, maybe? I think it was Bleacher Report.
Yeah, but as long as Ian doesn't say it, thank God. That means they ain't much around it. So as long as Ian don't say it, thank God.
I heard Ian mention one name before.
Oh boy.
Bojan.
I knew it.
I mean, I haven't heard him mention it recently. I haven't heard him mention it in recent reports. But I've heard
That
Bojan's name mentioned before. Like
it's
Knicks.
probably because he hasn't been playing much defense, so they probably said that ain't what he
Yeah,
want.
yeah. I think Thibs will have fits with him defensively.
That's probably what it is. They
I,
said, "Oh no,
I'm gonna. Can I be Lee for a second? Because if Lee was here, he'd be like, he would win us a championship. You see the shooting? He shoots 46% from the field and 41% from three. That's a chip. That's what Lee would say.
I got a hot take about that too, and about but it relates to the shooters. The team that plays the most defense is going to win the championship. That's just it. Everybody in the league can score. Everybody can score in this league right now. You see everybody shooting. Anybody and everybody can shoot, but everybody can't play defense. So the first team to actually lock up and the other team can't lock up wins because that's the way the league is set up. It's set up for pure offense right now.
Yeah.
So that the teams that play defense are the ones that give and can score are going to give the league which is why you see Miami tons of time. Like how did they get to the Eastern how did they get? Because they play defense. They make it ugly for other teams, and the other teams can't make it ugly for them.
I hear you. You know what though? The Denver Nuggets, because I heard a conversation about offense versus defense and the way the NBA is trending. Points per game they're going up every year. They're going up in year. And the way offenses are being run now, where people will be able to hit like step back threes off the dribble and create so much space, it's getting harder and harder to defend. So there's not a lot of teams who really defend at a high level. The Denver Nuggets were a middle of the road defensive team and they won a championship. But what they were able to do was to defend when they needed to. So you still have to have that in you. So, I feel like I think the Nuggets might have been the first team to win a chip where there wasn't like a top 10 defensive team.
They didn't need the top 10 because remember how I always talk about Jrue Holiday being such a like Milwaukee can't really get that back what he brung to the team. He brung so much more than just defense. He can guard 1 through 4. That's hard to replace somebody who can guard 1 through 4 positions. What Denver did was they got 3 of those people that could guard like that.
Right.
So that allowed Jokic and Murray to be Jokic and Murray, focus on the things that they're good at, which is scoring the basket. And Michael Porter Jr. also, you score, you help us. And then when I get my open shots, I'm going to make it count. But I'm here to make it ugly for the stars, so I can take some of the pressure off of my my all-stars, my superstars of the team or whatever. So
right.
I see exactly why Denver won. And what they did was they kind of what we did doing right now. They went away from their draft picks and their youth and got journeymen, the role players that fit well, that they're fit and plugged up major holes that they had as a team. So that the OG trade definitely reminds me of the Denver type of trade where they just made a trade to plug up the holes, so for somebody to do the dirty work or guard the best players on the team. So you take that pressure off of your superstars.
Yeah, we're kind of doing a similar thing.
Yeah,
definitely kind of doing a similar thing.
I have this debate a lot on Twitter, but I always say defense was champion, especially today, because nobody really guards, and with the referees blowing the whistle so inconsistent, you don't know whether to be physical or not. You can't play defense and not bump somebody once. That's the goal. Is you call a foul if it's excessive.
Yeah.
So I don't think Tibbs would appreciate Bogey's effort.
I don't think so either. I always feel like he's a tall Evan Fournier.
Yeah.
I never really took it. I took this serious as they took the Terry Rozier stuff.
But I don't think
Terry Rozier is like a guy who play offense but not good at defense. So I felt like we were never going to take that seriously.
Yeah,
And I know we got all the faith in OG, y'all. I know we got all the
Yeah.
faith in OG, but he can't cover for everybody. You're gonna add more offense and less defense, and it's more people for him to have to help out and cover.
Yeah. What was you about to say, Ryan?
No, I was just saying that, Detroit, not a lot of games come on TV for them. And, I have NBA League Pass, so I might catch a Detroit game once in a blue moon if there's absolutely nothing to watch on TV, because I don't know why I would want to watch Detroit Pistons to begin with, because they're trash. But the games I've watched Detroit Pistons play, Bogdanovic can light it up. But if he's scoring 20, he's giving up 24,
No, for
25.
sure. For
Because
sure.
because this one game I watched against the Milwaukee Bucks, it was on TV, and this dude was cooking them on offense, but at the same time, Bobby Portis was cooking him on defense.
I was telling Lee the same thing.
Every play.
I was telling Lee the same thing. Shout out to Lee. He's sick right now, so I know he wanted to be here. But I had the same argument with Lee. I was like, yo, I know this guy is a great 3-point shooter, but Tibbs will have a feel that like he can't guard a pine cone, dog. Like he is like I remember he was giving us work the same way around. He was giving us work, but we was targeting him. Every pick and roll, he was like, where's he? Where's Bogey? Oh, switch that.
Exactly.
Barbecue chicken. Every single time. Like it is not sustainable, man. It's not sustainable. And I don't know what the Detroit asking price is. I feel like what is it? Is it like two first or something? I know he's probably only worth one, especially he's a expiring contract pretty much. He's a bench player. He's a high scoring bench player, but he's Evan Fournier. I mean, he's a higher version of Evan Fournier.
And he got a team option too.
Team option.
Yeah, for 2 first, they can keep that. I'm good.
Yeah, 2 first.
Yeah, they can keep that.
Yeah.
On Bogue?
Yeah. Yeah. Delusional.
And he's like 38.
Delusional. Yeah, the most he'll get is 1, and they'll have to trade him this year or next year. Otherwise, they'll get nothing pretty much. So we'll see how.
Give you Fournier in a second. Take it or leave it.
Obviously, Fournier's contract matches up, but I don't even see the point.
Give you Fournier and a second round pick at that.
Yeah, all I can really see is for power forwards really is Tari Eason and like maybe PJ Tucker, which is like a buyout candidate if the Clippers want to. If the Clippers if the Clippers want to cut him. I know the Clippers are scared that he'll go to the Denver Nuggets. I read that. I read that they're scared of cutting him because they might go to the Denver Nuggets and they don't want to supply him with ammo. But
what happened to the NBA and their practices? What's going on? They playing with people's careers.
Crazy.
You don't want to cut him for another. Come on.
Yeah, but they don't want to play him, but they don't want to cut him. Like it's kind of crazy. And he's he's been having a down year. He hasn't been shooting well from 3. I think it's like 31% from 3 this year. And he could probably still give you some defense, but that 3 and D might just be D. Pause.
You got to pause on that one, definitely.
I already knew how that sounded.
I don't know. Yeah, I know Golden State is going through turmoil. They just lost their coach. I know they were looking to move people too.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Kuminga? Up and down and frustrated with his role. That's another rookie contract. He's like a power forward too.
Yeah. So
probably be expensive though.
So I'm gonna just go Tari Eason. I'll say Herb. If for some reason something goes wrong where we can't sign Hartenstein, then I can see Herb in the offseason maybe. If anything. But like a sign-in trade. But then no, they wouldn't do that because they'd be trying to get rid of salary. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So I'm trying to find a way here. I'm trying to find a way.
Look, everybody can have Fournier. They can have Fournier.
Fournier makes too much.
Everybody can have Fournier.
That's my version of this trade right now. When I'm thinking of the trade, that's what I think. I think Fournier maybe attach a pick to get him, and anything else would be off season.
Right.
Off season.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they make a minor move
right
now.
Or they might I don't
Not
want
pick
to.
it.
I know you want to hear this, Ebony. They might, if the Knicks decide to do something crazy to move Mitch, which I don't think they'll do, because I don't feel like they would, based on reports. But the contracts match up, and there's more years on the deal. So a team might be interested in having Herb's contract if they want to actually, if you decide to flip Herb for like a star later on, because it's so low. It's like 12 years, like 4 years with under 15 million a year, and you're starting caliber 3D wing. Like that contract for a 3D wing is freaking phenomenal.
That's the Leon Rose contract right there. That's what he like to do, around that range.
Yeah.
So yeah, by any crazy reason why they would decide to do that, then this would be the type of player to do it for if they decide to do something crazy like that.
Keep hope alive.
Because because I feel like how many years is left on Mitch's contract? Probably. The only reason it still don't make sense.
Don't be. Why are you asking about Mitch contract? Look, what you asking about Mitch contract?
Yeah, definitely 2 firsts for this for sure. Yeah, I agree with you, Fritz. Definitely 2 picks for this for him for sure. The contract is too good.
I would do it.
Yeah, this is a move. Like after we get the star, maybe we'll try to get him.
I don't know, but whatever. I'm buckling up.
Yeah,
I buckled up.
Yeah.
Me and my binoculars. We always watch it,
Yeah. This was our power forward. The power forward list isn't as strong as the point guard list because everybody was just a no.
or the ones we want is we can't.
It's like the contracts isn't really contracting. Bojan don't play defense. Herb is great, but the contracts is weird. So it's like Tari, Herb.
OB ain't happening.
The Packer power forward crop is struggling. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah. Stick to the playmaker off the bench, Leon. Stick to the playmaker off the bench.
All right, but yeah, we'll wrap this up. This show's been a long one. Jeez.
Yeah.
We can get to.
Okay.
Let's get to it, man.
Bruh.
This part of the show is called the Bruh Picks. The Bruh Picks, you already know, is usually the worst plays of the game. It doesn't have to be a Knicks game. It could be any game, and it doesn't even have to be. And you know what, too? It doesn't have to just be the worst plays of a game. It could just be something stupid, something dumb, something idiotic that happened in the world that you just want to point out because it was annoying you and it was stupid and dumb. And Ebony begged me to go first. Begged me. Because she already knew where she was going and she didn't want nobody else taking this bruh pick from her because she wanted to shoot first. All right.
Facts. My bro pick gotta go there. Sorry. Love her as a player. But it gotta go to Candace Parker. Definitely. And Google is free. You just go Jalen Brunson stats, right? And all of them pop up. So I don't understand why they keep talking stuff that's not true.
So what she say? What did she say?
Oh, she said that Jalen Brunson didn't have a good second round. Didn't he average 30 points? Was it about 30 points for that round against the Heat? Right?
31 point something.
Oh, that sounds pretty good to me. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't even want to say the team name because I said I wouldn't pay them no mind during the summer. But the team she plays on, her and her coach need to keep New York name out their mouth, okay? Stay over there in Vegas and do what y'all do in Vegas. Or if you're going to talk about us, at least watch the games. That's what I have to say. If you're going to, we're cool. Knicks fans are so cool with you talking about us. But if you're going to say something, let it be true. Or at least close to the truth.
Yeah.
They be way off. They way off. So yeah, that's definitely, and it don't have anything to do about her being a woman. That she was way off. for all the people, the Knicks fans only get at. Nope, Knicks fans got smoke for everybody. Don't matter who you are, from old people to kids. If they say something crazy, it don't matter. It doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't
Okay,
matter.
it does not matter. So again, ESPN, TNT, whoever it is, if you're gonna cover us, because we watch our team, so we know, we hear it. Maybe the other fans don't, but we know that y'all not watching these games. So if you're not watching my team, I'm assuming you're not watching other teams either. Why would I listen to your analysts? That's all I have to say. So her and Becky, birds of a feather, I guess. And yeah, way off. And for somebody that I respect so much, way off. I got one more bruh pick though, too, and then I'll pass it off. I gotta give my bruh pick to Jock Vaughn for his best Tib impression. Thank you for taking Cam Thomas out the game and not putting him back in. I appreciate you. First team all defense. Yes, you are. So yeah, that's it. He got my bro pick. Why wasn't Cam Thomas out there? That's it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he wasn't. Appreciate you.
Thank
Yeah. I'm so glad we have a woman on the team that can shoot at another woman, so they can't point at us and say that we did it. The woman shot at you. Like, we support you though, because
I love Candace, the player, and normally as an analyst, she's pretty cool too. Well, I thought she was from what I see, but if she's speaking about my team like that, who knows who else team she just winging it with. If you didn't know, they should have deflected or something, asked Shaq, made a joke, something, but not that. We all got Google. Everybody has Google.
I don't understand. Like, not only was Jalen Brunson not the reason, like, he torched Miami. Like, he didn't score 30. He scored 30 efficiently. Like, where nobody could stop him. Where the defense was focused on him, and he still ended up averaging 30 on high. First game, 47% from the field. Second game, 52% from the field. Third game, 35%. But the fourth game, 47%. Fifth game, 54%. Closeout game, 63% from the field. So you're averaging 30 points a game, and I'm not a mathematician, but if I put all those numbers together, it would average more than 50%. So you're telling me this man averaged 30 points a game, shooting over 50% from the field, and he struggled? Bruh. Like, if you watch the game for real, you would know Brunson is the true 1A when the defenses are planning to stop you and they can't.
Yes.
They
sound 1A to me, 1A-ish to me.
Yeah, definitely 1A.
It wasn't Brunson. It was everybody else was the problem. Everybody else was the problem.
Exactly.
Randle. Hart. Grimes. Everybody but Brunson was the problem. I'm sorry.
Exactly. and the Knicks played great defense that series too. They just couldn't score the ball. Besides Brunson, nobody else could score. That was the issue.
That was another narrative that pissed me off that people was going with in the Knicks Twitter, where there was like, the Knicks' 3-point defense was so bad versus Miami Heat. I don't understand Tibbs and but the Knicks played the Heat like the Knicks shot the Heat shot the worst versus the Knicks in like the entire playoffs, with the exception of maybe the Nuggets. But we held them to like 30-something% from three, like below their average, and people were complaining about our 3-point defense. Like, I didn't get it.
I think it's because it was who was hitting the threes. That's what it is. It just felt worse than it was because they were getting eyed up by Caleb Martin. So it's like,
but he was lighting up everybody in the playoffs. That's the thing, though.
Yeah, they had timely threes maybe, care. But like, you look at the stat sheet, 30% from three. They lit us up. I don't understand how everybody ran with that narrative, and they all looking at the same stats that I'm looking at, and people ran with it for like months. Like that, I don't understand it, bruh.
Yeah, I just want to say, you see how simple that was, Jay. You see how you got all his stats, you got all of them like that. 0.2 seconds. Why she couldn't do that? Why couldn't Miss Parker
I
do
don't
that?
know. I don't know. They didn't have the right interns. I need interns. That's you see, I had the stats so there. I had the wrong dates on one of the. That's how tired I was making them.
Yeah, she go out there. She deserved
Oh
that, bro.
man,
She deserved everybody that's in her mentions today. She
that's a
deserved.
fact. That's a fact. Any more bro picks, Ryan G?
I do got one bro pick. If my bro pick is gonna go to the Milwaukee Bucks
Oh
because
yeah. Oh yeah.
you fire Adrian Griffin. He was doing pretty good with the team you had, 30 and 13, but I understand defensively we're poor. I mean, but it's not his fault that the Bucks traded away Drew Holiday, which was their defensive anchor on the perimeter, and replaced it with Damian Lillard, where Damian Lillard can score the rock, but he's not as good defensively. So you fire Adrian Griffin, and then you replace him that same day with Doc Rivers, who was supposedly advising Griffin throughout the season.
Sounding real Steve Harvey-ish.
Bruh. Smile in your face. Oh, I want to take your place. The backstabbers. Shout out to my dad used to sing that.
Facts.
That was a song I used to sing. Smile in your face.
I used to sing that in
I
school.
want to take your place. The backstabbers. Backstabbers. That's before my time.
Yeah, the teacher's looking at you like, how you know that song?
My dad used to sing it all the time, yo.
Facts.
Yo, that is wild, yo. They hired your replacement. You gotta watch companies, dog. You be ending up training your replacement, dog. Like, you gotta watch these companies. I don't trust them. That was some slick stuff. But
and it's crazy though. I think we mentioned like why we was talking about in the chat. Why you give this man not even a half. Yeah, it's half. This halfway point, a little bit more than the halfway point right now, right? So he's a rookie coach with a new roster that you got rid of your defensive presence, really. Grayson Allen was a person that guarded on the wing that helped out. And then they got rid of Drew, who guarded everybody, basically, the OG type of play on defense. You see Drew, he can guard one or two people in a possession by himself. And then you get a rookie coach and you have a player like Giannis who you need a certain team around him because he's limited offensively. Like he really is. I know people, but again, it's the defense. Like we was mentioning, you're not allowed to play. As soon as you blow and pause on Giannis, they're blowing the whistle. They're blowing the whistle.
Nah, you're right. That's a fact. That's a fact. You know what it seems like it was the players. I feel like the players were kind of throwing like a little mini mutiny. And I feel like the last straw might have been the Cavs. Because then the Cavs smacked them by like 100. Like a week ago.
They smacked them by like 30.
Yeah. I feel like the Cavs, aren't the Cavs like short-handed?
Now the Cavs on a little roll right now.
Yeah, they're on a roll. It's funny because they're on a roll, but they're on like the fake.
Or Mobley's back yet. I'm not even sure.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like they got smacked by the Cavs and they're not full strength. And they're looking at this like, oh, this is supposed to be the team that's supposed to have championship aspirations. The players are complaining about the defense. We get smacked by the Cavs. Like, we got to change trajectory right now. Like, it feels like they're winning. It feels like they're winning, but they lost the team. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like they lost in the energy, the karma department. I feel like that's what we're finding out right now. But the way they fired Budenholzer, like that was crazy. Yeah. This is to me. This is karma. I'm not, and I said it before. I'm not really not worried. I'm not scared of Milwaukee, because I don't think they can defend. That's why I was so surprised we had such a hard time. Not hard time, but we didn't put up better performances against them when we played earlier.
Right.
Until the last game we played. Yeah.
Around Christmas. Nah, I hear you. Definitely hear you. But yeah, you're brought to those guys.
Yes, definitely. Oh, and the Bucks and Cleveland play again. Well, tomorrow, today, which you want to say.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. All right, you got all that out the way. Got all that out the
feel
way.
better.
Woo. Went through the power forwards list. Power forward list was in the schools of point guard list. Point guard list was way more.
Yeah. Jay, you forgot your bruh pick.
My bruh pick?
Oh yeah, you did it earlier. You did.
My little bruh pick. I mean, I guess my bruh pick really was Royce ONeal, man. Royce ONeal, man. I don't understand. How are you a Nets team? What are you like 7-39 or something? Y'all won 10 games yet? I don't know. But y'all getting smacked around every night on a nightly basis. You get an MVP chance in your own building. I don't understand how you were so arrogant to score a bucket. Our guy Achua, who's like 30 pounds, let's be honest, falls to the floor, and you have the nerve to do the little sign, the two little. Bruh. That's why you holding that L. That's why you holding that L. I dare you to do that to Julius Randle. I dare you. I dare you to two little Julius Randle and see where you end up. You might end up through the floorboards. Like, come on. Now. Come on, son. Like you you not that guy.
Yeah, what does he say? You're not him.
You not him.
Is that what Scotty said?
You're not that guy.
You're not him.
Nah.
You don't want the smoke.
I'm just glad that Julius Randle finally figured out how to play against the Royce ONeal prototype, because they were giving him fits for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That type of Royce ONeal, Jay Crowder, that type. They would put before Julius went into his bully ball, they would put that type of play on him to stop him, and it was working a lot because he was playing a big guard instead of this bully ball we get now.
Yeah,
you see the difference. They couldn't do that today.
Nah, can't do it. Can't do it no more.
Today.
Can't do it no
more. Those days is over.
Now we on a 4-game winning streak. We on our way to chip. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Both of me. Cross my fingers. All right, but that's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. So we'll just get to it. I'm tired. I know everybody else is tired. If you're here watching Knicks basketball, the KOT show at 1:30 in the morning, you are a special brand of crazy Knicks fan, and I appreciate you for being crazy with us, because you are up with us, supporting your team and supporting the KOT show with your eyes and your likes and your follows and your participation and even your tired participation. And you might be sleeping because you was laughing at us talking about the game, and then you fell asleep and it's still on at 1 in the morning. You're gonna wake up and laugh and realize it's over and rewind it and watch it again. Thank you for the extra likes when you wake up and rewatch it. All right. And extra views. So I appreciate all of you guys.
You could have been anywhere, but you chose to rock out with us.
Exactly.
We appreciate that.
Special shout out to Fritz and Picks for Timmy for being up and active. All right. Being up and active. All right. Ryan G, let them know where they can find you, man.
You can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. I originally had a ceremony planned for tonight, but since it's OD late, I'm gonna save it for the next post-game show.
Okay, a ceremony. Yeah. It sounds fancy.
Ceremony, yes.
That's fancy.
Am I underdressed? Like black tie? Like
no, you could be dressed in any attire you want to be dressed in, but it will be a ceremony being held. I just want to make sure it's at an earlier time where more people will be able to watch the ceremony.
I mean, there's 52 people watching, but okay, it's cool. There might be 5 people awake and 52 people watching.
I just want to make sure the audience is definitely awake.
Got you. All right. We'll hold the ceremony for the Knicks versus Nuggets. Ooh, if we can get a pregame for that, that'd be. Please let Hartstein be back.
Please. Please, Hartstein, get back. Please.
That baby gonna have Precious and Sims jumping everywhere.
Jokic.
They're gonna be.
Oh my God! We need to feed them. We need to feed the babies before Thursday.
We might have to put OG on Joe Jokic. We might have to put OG on him.
We might have to.
Lord, I can just see old poor Precious. Oh,
Precious. Oh my God. Ebony, where can they find you?
You can find me here, Postgame, KOT. You can find me at Mad Nick Fan on Twitter and Instagram. And also you can find me at the VSN Network for past, present, and future. And pregame spaces on I was about to say X again. There we go. On Twitter. Your take Knicks every game, every pregame.
Yo, Ebony is on like 600 shows, yo.
Not that many.
Yo, Ebony got more shows than toes. I swear, yo.
It's not that many. I would go crazy that many. My energy ain't up for it.
I feel it. It's tiring. I understand. I understand this one. I'll be doing this one show. I'll be tired. And then we're like, Jay, let's come on this guest show. I'll be like, all right, make sure I get some rest first. I can't believe I was doing this in KF for like back to back for so long without passing out. That was crazy. But anyway, yeah, good show.
I'm going to chill with Queen Steph tomorrow. Actually, she's having ladies' night. Yeah. So
shoot, I wanted to have a. Never mind. You shut up. Before.
Ladies' night. You want to have a lady?
Listen, I've been. People. Some people might know, but I had plans long. I be having plans, and the plans don't be coming through. Yeah. That's why I'm happy for the game show plan, because that one actually went through. Because that's the plan I actually went through. But before the game show, there was like 5 other plans that was like starting and stopping.
Sometimes it's just finding the
right
people. Yep.
It's finding the right people. It's finding right.
A lot of snakes in this grass.
It's not even snakes. It's just people got lives. People got lives.
Yeah, people be peopling. Facts.
Yeah, people got lives. That's all. It's not even. It's people got lives. But yeah. All right, that's the show though. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. If you like the show, hit that like and subscribe and share. Should I cut up the Power Forward session and should I put maybe a little bit? I feel like the show was long. There's something I could probably cut up here. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be back for Thursday. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
Some mess out here, these Knicks YouTube streets. That's the show. We out of here.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.